Rachel Thompson sat alone on the worn wooden bench in her backyard, the golden hues of a Los Angeles sunset painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. It was her 50th birthday, and the suburban neighborhood in Culver City was alive with the distant hum of traffic on the 405 freeway and the laughter of kids playing in the cul-de-sac. But inside her modest two-story home, the silence was deafening. No cake, no candles, no family. Her ex-husband, Mark, had sent a generic e-card from his new life in San Diego with his younger girlfriend. And Zoe, her 18-year-old daughter, hadn't been home in 6 months. Rachel swirled the cheap Chardonnay glass, the kind you buy at Trader Joe's for under $10. "Happy birthday to me," she muttered, her voice barely audible over the rustle of palm leaves in the evening breeze. She wasn't one for self-pity, but turning 50 hit different. It wasn't the wrinkles or the gray hairs she dyed every month. It was the emptiness. Her mom, Eleanor, had passed away 5 years ago from breast cancer, leaving Rachel to navigate life without her anchor. And now Zoe, the spitting image of Rachel at that age, fiery red hair, stubborn green eyes, had stormed out after their last explosive fight. "You don't get it, Mom. You're just like Grandma, controlling everything," Zoe screamed, slamming the door so hard the picture frames rattled. That was the night Zoe packed a backpack and vanished into the sprawling chaos of LA. Rachel called the police, filed a missing persons report, but Zoe was legally an adult. "She's probably crashing with friends," the officer said dismissively. Rachel hired a private investigator, but after burning through $5,000, all she got were dead ends. Zoe was out there, somewhere, in the city of angels and lost souls. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows over the overgrown grass, Rachel's eyes wandered to the old oak tree in the corner of the yard. It was Eleanor's tree, planted when Rachel was a baby. "Our family root," Mom used to call it. Buried at its base was a time capsule from Rachel's childhood, but that wasn't what tugged at her memory tonight. No, it was the box, the unopened birthday box Eleanor had given her on her 18th birthday, with strict instructions. "Open this only when life breaks you, sweetheart, not a moment before." Rachel had laughed it off back then. "Mom, you're so dramatic, like a Hallmark movie." But Eleanor was serious, her blue eyes intense. "Promise me, Rach, it's for when you need it most." Rachel had stashed it in the attic, forgotten amid college, marriage, motherhood, divorce. Life had broken her plenty. Mark's affair, the miscarriage before Zoe, Eleanor's slow fade from cancer. But she never felt broken enough to open it. Until now. With a sigh, she set down her wine and headed inside, flipping on the kitchen light. The house smelled faintly of lavender, Eleanor's favorite scent, from the candles Rachel burned to keep her memory alive. Climbing the creaky attic stairs, she rummaged through dusty boxes of Christmas ornaments and old photo albums until her fingers brushed the familiar cardboard. It was small, about the size of a shoebox, wrapped in faded floral paper with "For Rachel with all my love, Mom," scrawled in elegant cursive. Back in the backyard, under the dim glow of string lights, Rachel peeled away the paper. Her heart pounded like it did on her wedding day. Inside were stacks of letters, yellowed with age, tied with a red ribbon. Photos spilled out, black and white snapshots of a young Eleanor cradling a bundled baby that looked nothing like her. And at the bottom, a sealed envelope marked "The Truth." Trembling, Rachel opened the first letter. "My dearest Rachel, if you're reading this, life has handed you more than you can bear alone. I always knew this day might come. You were my miracle, but not in the way you think. I didn't give birth to you. You were left on the steps of St. Mary's Hospital in downtown LA. A tiny bundle with a note. Please love her. I was a nurse there, fresh out of school, dreaming of a big career in pediatrics. But when I saw you crying and alone, I knew you were mine. I adopted you that very week, quit my residency dreams, and poured everything into being your mom. No regrets. Ever. But I sacrificed a lot. Promotions, travel, the life I planned. For you, it was worth it. Love always. Mom. Rachel's breath caught. Adopted? It couldn't be. She looked like Eleanor. Same smile, same laugh. Or did she? Flipping through the photos, she saw the differences. Her olive skin against Eleanor's fair complexion, her curly hair versus straight. The hospital records were there too, a faded birth certificate with baby doe and no parents listed. Eleanor had changed everything for a stranger's child. Tears blurred her vision as memories flooded back. All those fights in her teens. Why can't you let me live my life, Mom? You're suffocating me. Eleanor would just smile sadly. One day, you'll understand sacrifice. Rachel had rebelled hard, skipping school, dating bad boys, dreaming of Hollywood stardom. She ran away once at 16, hitchhiking to Santa Monica Pier, only to come back after 2 nights on the beach. Eleanor never judged, just hugged her tight. You're my world, Rach. But now the parallel hit like a freight train. Zoe. Their last fight echoed those old ones. Zoe wanted to drop out of community college, chase acting gigs in Hollywood. You're holding me back, just like Grandma held you back. Rachel snapped, and you have no idea what sacrifice means. Zoe grabbed her bag and left, mimicking Rachel's teenage rebellion. History repeating itself. Rachel wiped her eyes and opened more letters. They chronicled Eleanor's life, turning down a scholarship to Johns Hopkins to stay in LA for Rachel's stability, working double shifts at the clinic instead of pursuing her dream of opening a pediatric center. One letter detailed the night Rachel was sick with pneumonia at age 5. Eleanor sold her grandmother's pearl necklace to pay the bills. You were worth every penny, she wrote. The sun had set fully now. The backyard bathed in twilight. Rachel's phone buzzed. A birthday text from her best friend Lisa. Hope you're celebrating. Miss you. But Rachel couldn't respond. She felt unmoored, like the ground had shifted. Why hadn't Mom told her? Pride? Fear of rejection? And how did this connect to Zoe? The sealed envelope stared back at her. Inside was a life insurance policy from Eleanor's estate, $300,000 payable to Rachel on her 50th birthday. Use this wisely, a post-it note read. Build something beautiful from the broken pieces. Rachel's mind reeled. Mom had scrimped and saved, even in her final years battling cancer, to leave this nest egg, not for luxury, but for purpose. But purpose felt hollow without Zoe. Rachel grabbed her keys. She couldn't sit here anymore. Driving through the neon-lit streets of LA, she headed to Skid Row. The PI had mentioned sightings of runaways there. It was a long shot, but desperation fueled her. The area was a stark contrast to her cozy suburb, tents lining the sidewalks, the smell of desperation in the air. Rachel parked and walked, showing Zoe's photo to strangers. Have you seen this girl? Red hair? Green eyes?
Hours passed. Her feet ached. Her hope waned. As dawn broke, she slumped on a park bench in Pershing Square, the box clutched to her chest. Pigeons cooed around her. Then, a familiar voice. Mom? Rachel's head snapped up. There, disheveled and thin, stood Zoe. Her hair was matted, clothes torn, a backpack slung over one shoulder. Zoe! Rachel leaped up, pulling her into a fierce hug. Zoe stiffened at first, then melted, sobbing into her shoulder. What are you doing here? Zoe whispered, pulling back. Her eyes were hollow, the fire dimmed. Looking for you. Every day since you left. Rachel's voice cracked. Come home, please. Zoe shook her head. I can't. I messed up everything. Crashed with friends, then got kicked out, then on the streets. It's bad, Mom. I thought I could make it as an actress, but it's all fake auditions and creeps. They sat on the bench as the city woke up, commuters rushing past, oblivious. Rachel opened the box. I have something to show you, from Grandma. Zoe eyed it warily. That old thing? You finally opened it? Rachel nodded, handing her the first letter. As Zoe read, her face crumbled. Grandma? Adopted you? She gave up everything? Yes, and I never knew. All those fights we had, she was just trying to protect me, like I was trying to protect you. Zoe read more, tears streaming. Grandma sold her necklace for your hospital bills? Mom, that's what love is. Flashbacks hit Rachel again. Eleanor's bedside during chemo, whispering, "Be strong for Zoe. Break the cycle." The cycle of rebellion, abandonment, unspoken sacrifices. Zoe clutched a photo of baby Rachel. I ran away because I felt trapped, like you did with Grandma. But now, I get it. You weren't holding me back, you were holding on. They cried together as the sun rose higher, casting a warm glow over the park. Rachel opened the insurance policy. Grandma left this for us, not to fix everything, but to start something. I want to build a home, a safe house for runaways, like you, right here in LA, a place where kids can rebuild without judgment. Zoe's eyes lit up for the first time in months. Really? Like a halfway house? I could help. I've seen what it's like out here. The hunger, the fear. We could name it after Grandma. Eleanor's Haven. Rachel smiled through tears. You're my real legacy, Zoe. Not the money or the house. You. They drove home as the morning traffic snarled, but the silence was comfortable now. Over the next weeks, life transformed. Rachel cashed the policy, quitting her dead-end admin job at a downtown firm. With Zoe's input, they bought a fixer-upper in Echo Park, a spacious Victorian that could house up to 10 teens. Renovations began, painting walls in bright colors, stocking kitchens with healthy food from Costco runs, setting up counseling rooms. Zoe enrolled in online classes for social work, working part-time at a coffee shop in Silver Lake. I want to be like Grandma, a nurse maybe, help kids who feel lost. But healing wasn't linear. One night, Rachel found Zoe curled up in the backyard, staring at the oak tree. Mom, do you ever resent me for running away, making you worry? Rachel sat beside her. No, I resented myself for not telling you how much you mean to me. Grandma hid her sacrifices, and I did the same, but no more secrets. They planted flowers around the tree. Roses, Eleanor's favorite. As the petals bloomed, so did their bond. Opening day at Eleanor's Haven was a whirlwind. Local news crews from KTLA, donations from neighbors, teens arriving with weary eyes, but hopeful hearts. One girl, Mia, reminded Rachel of Zoe, defiant, broken. Why help us? Mia asked. Because someone helped me once, Rachel said, glancing at Zoe. And love isn't about blood. It's about choice. That evening back in the backyard under another golden sunset, Rachel and Zoe sat with photo albums. Grandma would be proud, Zoe said. She is, and so am I. Rachel hugged her daughter, the box now empty, but their hearts full. Some boxes wrapped second chances. This one wrapped a family reborn.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe your own channel, Auntie's Voice Box.